All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hannah Story with Hitachi Solutions. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. During the presentation, please feel free to submit your questions via the Q&A tab, and we will follow up with you as time allows. With us today, we have Tom Beer, the Financial Services Industry Director from Microsoft, as well as Leah Bowling, Industry Director specializing in insurance with Hitachi Solutions, and Tap Haley, our Vice President of Insurance and Health Plans for Hitachi Solutions. Tom will be kicking off today's presentation. So Tom, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Hannah, and welcome to today's conference. I want to really talk today about what's happening in the market as digital insurers are really embarking on how they can unlock new digital experiences for both customers and employees. As we look at the industry today and the rapid pace of innovation that's going on in the industry, insurers face lots of challenges, everything from how do you price policies more effectively, how do you go ahead and grow premium while doing so, being able to really make a better impact to the bottom line. But in doing so, how do you keep up with the competition against the fintechs in the market while really being able to attract the next generation of both client as well as agent and reduce your churn in your business, while also dealing with the lower loss ratios that happen coming out of the market, as well as looking at the complex regulatory environment you're dealing with. And in doing so, look to be more agile to spur net new product innovation. These are real challenges that insurers are facing today and really looking at how they digitally transform in the industry. From Microsoft's standpoint, we really look at how do we help our clients in the industry better engage your customers with real connected experiences that your insurers will really appreciate. Also, really empowering your agents to really go ahead and respond more quickly to the customer needs, whether it be when a claim happens or whether they're calling into a call center, but really providing that superior service to your clients. Next, it's really how do we go ahead and help you optimize your operations and really shift the focus from product and to really focusing more on the customer and how you innovate to better serve the customer. And last but not least, how do you transform your products and really have the deep insights that you learn as you engage with customers and do business with your clients to really bring the net new products to market to really go ahead and improve the service you provide your clients and do that with business agility. When we look at this from the standpoint of Microsoft, we look at the agent of tomorrow. How do we create this customer-centric experience that really allows you not to be reactive to the market and a client's needs, but really be proactive in how we really actively shape the decision journey of a client and their needs to create higher value interactions with your insurers. It first starts with really having a holistic view of your client's information so you can create these type of personal experiences based on the client's insurance needs and goals. Also, it's really being able to leverage data, your most important asset as an insurer, and really leverage the analytic tools that are out there today and the machine learning capabilities to proactively anticipate these needs and build the right models that allow you to be proactive in engaging your clients and servicing your clients. In doing so, we also need to look at your process automation and how do we streamline complex tasks, both on the back end as well as the front end, to free up time for your agents to spend more time with their clients and really deliver a better practice efficiency for them. Last but not least, we need to look at the different channels that exist and how indirect channels really make a difference as we go forward in the personal networks clients are dealing with. How does social impact the scenarios that agents are dealing with in the market today as they go forward, and how does that impact your ability to better serve clients and proactively react to the changing environment of the markets? At Microsoft, we look at the agent of tomorrow leveraging the tools and assets available to them for conversations of a platform, both from a human experience, a digital advisor experience, and leveraging things like bots on the service side to self-service for clients, providing a proactive experience. When you look at being able to transform this customer and employee experience, it really comes down to three key areas that we see that impact. First, being able to create that consistent omni-channel experience, both for the agent channel, the customer web channel, leveraging bots, as I mentioned, on a conversations platform, also from the call center standpoint. So these are the three endpoint channels that you really would leverage your client insight system connected to your core system, your analytics, APIs to outward systems, your marketing and social environments, to really deliver that deep insight and that 360-degree view of the customer to your producers. In doing so, you also want to really be able to enable digital work styles for your agents, whether it be leveraging the latest productivity suite, forms, illustrations, bringing up the right pitch book to be able to deliver the right discussion with a client, and curated content to support it, and really at the back end, leveraging things like claims to do the adjustments. It's really looking at the day in the life of an agent and how we're really able to empower that with the technology available today. Again, giving them more time to spend with their clients. When we look at this from the standpoint of a Microsoft view, our approach is really to provide insurers like yourself with an intelligent client platform that allows you to deliver these personalized analytics, this enterprise collaboration, leveraging the tools of machine learning and an intelligent cloud to really create that integrated productivity experience across all the platform and the experience that an advisor or an agent needs to deliver for a client. When we do that, we really configure that platform that we bring to market for industry. How we do that is through working with our industry partners like you're going to hear from today with Hitachi. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Leah to really demonstrate for you in action the insurance solution that Hitachi has built for insurers. Leah?
Yeah, thanks so much, Tom. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen out. We're going to kick off the demo. Okay, can you guys let me know that you can see the screen share?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Hannah. So hey guys, it's Leah, and I'm going to walk us through wearing a hat of a director at an insurance carrier who's selling through the independent brokers or agencies. The same distribution model would apply to health plans and the payers who are also selling through independent brokers. So the piece of the product we're going to look at today is our distribution relationship module, and we're going to really see how CRM lets us interact with sales, marketing, and customer service as we're stepping through trying to close a new opportunity that we have with one of our agencies. So when I first get into CRM, I've got my territory manager dashboard here, and this is going to allow me to see all of the most relevant information so I can go ahead and start prioritizing my day and getting on the calls with the agents and the brokers that I'm doing business with. I've got a what's new wall feed here that's giving me information about all the recent opportunities or the recent status changes or escalations of particular tickets I might have been interested in. So I can already see here that I'm looking at different things from customer service. Maybe I've got some information below about sales or a new opportunity. So this is really where I'm going to get my full news feed for the day and really just be able to look at everything that's happened recently in a news feed-like fashion. I can like or reply to any of these posts as well. So if I see that there was a ticket that I'm interested in, or I want to make sure we get it closed before I go visit with a client and try and sell them another program or another plan, I can like or reply, let customer service know I want to escalate this and get this moving. As I kind of look to the right a little bit, I've got a list of all of my active agencies and broker firms, all of the active agency visits, and I've also got my active agents. So these are all going to be the particular agents and brokers that I'm working with based on my territory assignment. And then here I've got an easy chart that's just top 5 premiums by agency. So really just showing me all of my agencies, just those top 5 that have the highest premiums year to date. And this is going to cover all policies, all lines of business. So I know that I've got a meeting with First Choice later, and there's a particular opportunity that I want to really finish developing the proposal for and move forward with that opportunity. So I'm going to go take a quick peek at the First Choice Agency 360 to really get an idea of what's going on before I meet with Penny and go on site. So when I first get to the record here, I notice that I've got just basic account information. I've got all of my contacts against this agency listed here, the agency manager as well as the various agents. And then I've got an interactions pane on the right-hand side, which is going to be the specific content or interactions related to First Choice. So as I'm looking here, I notice that I actually have a recent email today from Tap Haley at First Choice. and I'm able to see visibility into an email or a document coming from other systems because I've got Office 365 working. And this is really where we start to see that digital transformation occurring. I'm in my CRM system, but obviously email exchanges and Outlook information is important to me. And just right here in my activity pane, I can see all of the emails that have been going back and forth tagged against this particular account. I'm going to expand this out and I'm going to take a look at it and see if there's any actions or go-dos that I need to do based on the email that's coming in. And it looks like here that TAP is saying that he's currently receiving the new Life Products newsletter, but he'd like to be added to be receiving updates on the workers' comp products as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at his marketing list and see what we can do about adding him to that additional list. So as I scroll down on the form here, I'm going to notice that there is a section for marketing list. And I can see that he is actually on the new Life Products Producer Updates marketing list already. I also see that he's been added to the Producer monthly newsletter, but he's asking to be added to the Workers' Comp. I have a button right here that's going to allow me to click on it and add him to an additional marketing list. He was asking about Workers' Comp. Here's that marketing list. I can go ahead and select it and add him to it and be rest assured that he's now going to start receiving the additional content coming from our marketing department. So this really is going to allow me to interact with marketing department even though I'm in sales and even though I'm a salesperson. I'm able to have visibility into what information he's receiving and also be able to take action on any further requests around the ability to send out new information or new newsletters. Also, as I look at the form here, I've got all of the opportunities listed. And I can quickly identify that we want to go ahead and work on the workers' comp because that's the one I'm really focused on, and that's the one that I'm going to talk with Penny about when I get on site. But before I drill into the opportunity, I just want to take a quick peek at any tickets or issues that First Choice might be having, maybe get an idea of the entire business that we do with First Choice, not just in the Atlanta head office, but maybe also have visibility into the child accounts. And then maybe I want to review some performance summaries to see how they're doing all up. So I can easily drill down on the form and be able to look at the different performance summaries broken out by submissions by quarter or submissions and premiums by line of business. And this is going to give me an idea as I go and approach them to close this opportunity, how they've been doing at a high level. So not only do I have visibility into a specific and individual opportunity, but I also have visibility into First Choice performance at a much higher level. It just makes for a more rich conversation when I do go on site and maybe talk to them about opportunities like the workers' comp that we have coming up and how we could close these opportunities a little bit better in the future. So I could look in their performance trends just by scrolling down on the form and seeing the information here. Additionally, if there's a particular policy that they've been asking about or they're interested in discussing when I go on site, I can see all of that policy information with an integration to a back-end policy system coming in and being populated on the form as well. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll back up, and here's that same office visit or call report that we have scheduled, and I know that I'm going to see them this afternoon. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll back up and drill right into this workers' comp opportunity that I'm going to be working with Penny before I go on site. Make sure we've got everything in order, maybe review some documents. I'm going to go ahead and drill into that opportunity. And here I've got a look into the process and where we are. It looks like we're in the proposal stage. And the next thing for me to do is to develop the proposal further and maybe complete an internal review over it. So we'll look at how we can look at proposal documents and go ahead and mark this complete in just a moment. But quickly I can see all of the basic information about this opportunity record. I can see that the contact is Penny Waite. That's the primary person I'm working with. I can see that the account is 2020 Printing, but that the agency is First Choice Atlanta Head Office. I can see the coverage type, the policy category, and potential revenues as well. And I've also got the same interactions area here where I can look at any posts or activities or any notes about this particular opportunity. So if there were some review tasks or anything that I needed to complete, I can see all that information really easily in the middle of my screen here. When I look to the right, I've got some additional information around the business process phase. So where are we? The opportunity type. This is a new business opportunity, a follow-up date, and a status field as well. And then as I scroll down, I can start to see related customer information. So this is a new business opportunity, but maybe they have an existing policy with us, and I think it would be beneficial to understand what other issues or tickets are outstanding for 2020 printing, an existing customer for us, that we might need to address before we go and try and sell them new business. So I can actually see here that they have a billing issue, and it looks like they also have a claim issue going on. I'm able to easily get in touch with someone in customer service by simply going to my post area and actually asking someone to follow up on that particular issue. I can easily tag 2020 printing, or I can tag this particular opportunity to let them know that this is the record I was talking about. And that allows me to communicate with customer service or a particular person in customer service if maybe I want to tag an individual. I know that Harrison's on duty today, and he's going to be happy to handle this for me. And now he's got the record that I'm talking about, as well as a tag to him personally, so that he can go ahead and identify and take a look at that claim issue or that billing issue and make sure that we have an updated status before I go on site and before I visit with 2020 printing and try to sell them a new workers' comp policy. I'm going to post this out to my wall, and now everybody's got visibility into the exact record we need to look at, as well as the person I'm tagging, so that they're going to get a notification, take a look at that issue for me, and everyone's on the same page before I go on site. So let's go ahead and address, now that we've taken care of any outstanding issues, let's go ahead and address any of the next stages that we need to take. So here I can actually see that the next stage is to go ahead and develop the proposal a little bit further. Well, CRM allows me to actually go ahead and add in a group of individuals that are all working on a particular record that may or may not be a CRM user. And this is really, again, where that digital transformation concept comes to life. If you notice here, I simply navigated to an area called Office 365 Groups. And this is going to bring me to an area that can be shared not only amongst the team members that I work with, but also amongst external users. So if you notice, this says private group with guests. That's indicating to me that I actually have guests as a part of this group as well who can interact with this information that I'm viewing here. I've also got some integrations with Outlook, some document integration, as well as OneNote. And it's all being put clean in this group here for me that my agency or my agent, Penny, can go ahead and work on these documents with me, although she's not a CRM user. So here I can see that on Thursday, May 11th, that's the finalized proposal date. We have a review meeting on June 22nd. And I can go ahead and open my Outlook calendar right from here if I want to continue drilling in or maybe reschedule. I've also got a refresh button if someone says that they're going to go ahead and send out a new appointment, and I want to make sure that I have the latest information. I also have a conversation area, and these are going to be conversations specifically related to the workers' comp opportunity. So here I can see all of the conversations that have been started, and when I click on them, I can simply reply all and send out an email to everyone on this email exchange or this email chain right from the UI, right from the experience right here. So again, it's bringing all of my tools into one place for me, and this is going to allow me to email to other people and reply to other people, again, who are not CRM users. So I'm really getting a full, robust experience using the Dynamics 365 platform. Additionally, I have my OneNote notebook that I could open up and take a look at any of the information we're sharing about this particular opportunity across the board. And also, I've got a document section. And this is going to allow me to share documents out in between myself and other people outside of the CRM system so that we can review the proposals together. So I've got a contract as well as a potential policy analysis document. And this is really going to let me see all of the information about this opportunity related to this particular opportunity to go ahead and share this out with anyone else, including those outside of CRM brokers and agents. And here I can see all of the members, and I can go ahead and invite new people by opening up the people button here. So here's where I can see all of the members related to this group. So maybe I've looked at the contract or I've reviewed the policy analysis, and I feel pretty comfortable about moving this stage along. I'm going to go back to the opportunity record, and I'm going to say that this has been marked complete for developing the proposal, and now we just need to go ahead and complete that internal review. So now that I've taken a look at the opportunity, I can go ahead and do an on-site visit or give Penny a call on the phone and really be able to go ahead and walk through the opportunity review. I've got a good idea of the performance of First Choice, as well as a good idea of how we're doing on this particular opportunity that I'm interested in. And I've made sure that we've taken care of any of the issues with 2020 printing. I'm going to go back to my First Choice agency record, and I'm going to pull up that office visit. So as soon as I scroll down here, we had that section that included all of my agency visits and my agency plans. And I'd like to point out that this is available on your mobile device as well. So I'm showing this on the web client, but typically we're going to be going on site. We're going to be using our mobile device. So I can go ahead and open the Atlanta First Choice office visit here. And I also have access to this on my mobile device so that I can walk through this on a phone or a tablet experience. So now that I've reviewed that opportunity, as well as any of the issues with the potential client, I can successfully meet with Penny, go on site, and perform this office visit or this broker visit and be able to walk through this knowing that I've got all of the information up to date. So as we see this office visit, I've got a process flow that will walk me through a standardized visit so we can have consistency across the board. I have my meeting start, which is going to give me all of the basic information to go ahead and identify who I'm meeting with specifically. So I might be going to First Choice, but there's going to be a lot of brokers at First Choice, and we really want to specify which individuals we're meeting with and what we're meeting with them about. Some of them may sell different product lines, and this is a great way to keep track of that. Then I can move on to any concerns or issues, knowing that I've taken care of and checked on the status of any of the issues that we had with the existing client, 2020 printing, as well as had the ability to look at all of those tickets or issues that First Choice as an agency might have had. So I've had visibility into any of the concerns or issues, so this part of the conversation should go pretty smoothly. And then at the end, I can have a follow-up, and this can automatically schedule this next agency visit for me. So the next meeting date here is going to be on March 7th of 2017. And when I go ahead and complete this out, this is going to actually create the next agency visit based on the time that I'm putting in here. And it really just takes care of scheduling and adding some information to that new appointment by pulling any meeting objectives or any concerns or issues. It can pull that forward so that we can review what we went over last time and make sure that the meetings are very successful and efficient. So just on the bottom of the form, I have my meeting objectives, which is a free text field, as well as any concerns or issues. And if you're using a mobile device, this does allow you to do voice to text. So if you're on that iPhone or if you're on that tablet, you can do voice to text in these fields, which just makes it a little bit easier to fill out the information. Also, I've got the major competitors identified. So a really simple way to start identifying who your competitors are in other markets without necessarily having market share data is being able to just ask your brokers or your agents, who are you competing against for that particular business? It's a really quick and easy way to keep track, and then obviously we can start reporting off of this as well. So back on First Choice, I can review any additional information. I've gone ahead and performed that office visit, and now I'm going to get back to the office, and maybe I'm just going to take a higher level, or what we might call an executive overview of all of the information that we just saw. So I have my First Choice record, but now I'm going to navigate to one of my high-level dashboards and really take a quick peek at leads all up and lead information. So here I have a basic lead management dashboard. And now that I've gone and taken care of specific business with First Choice, and I've really talked about a specific opportunity, I've moved that along in the line, I really want to take a couple steps back and get an overview of how we're doing across the board. And this is going to be a dashboard that gives me an example of that. So it's the end of the day, and I really want to review all up sales pipeline and sales business. I have all of my leads by status here. I have leads by rating here, leads by disposition, and then I have topics by coverage type. So we can identify the leads by the various product lines or coverage types that we're looking at as well. Another really helpful list down here is all overdue leads that haven't been contacted. So here's just a list of all of my leads, but I probably need to pay a little bit closer attention to ones that I either haven't contacted or it's been a while since I've followed up with that particular lead or sales opportunity. So we can have CRM segment this information in a way that shows it to me by a priority level, by tagging this as overdue if they haven't been contacted in maybe 30 days or we haven't followed up with them in maybe a week. And this is just a great way to view this information to kind of keep these top of mind. It looks like I've got a lot of leads here, and this really allows me to see just a specific segment. Also, any of these dashboards are actionable, so I can drill into them and I can start looking at any part of my pipeline. So if I want to see what's bound or what's still in prospect stage or what's in the underwriting stage, I can easily click on that part of the chart, and this is really going to show me all of the information that I need in that particular area. Also, maybe I want to go ahead and take a quick peek. Now that we've looked at an all-up view of my sales section, maybe I want to take a quick peek at the policy renewal dashboard. So here I can actually get a look at all of the policies that are ready to be renewed and be able to actually take a look at them and start working through those at a super high level. So I've got two views here that include policies expiring in the next 30 days, as well as policies expiring in the next 60 days. And then I have items or particular policies that I might be working on specifically. So really what we're showing here is that I can start my day with very specific business. I can walk through an individual opportunity at a very granular level. I can work with the agent and the agency on moving that opportunity further. And then I can start to get some more high-level views of all of our leads and all of our policies existing that need to be renewed, really more from a management perspective. So this dashboard is geared really towards the policy expirations, and again, CRM working in the background in order to go ahead and populate for me any policies that I need to pay attention to, much like it does with the overdue leads. So here I can see expiring in the next 30 days, and I might want to go ahead and make sure that we have all of the information to get that policy renewal through, because I've got a much shorter time frame in order to process these. And then here I can see policies expiring in the next 60 days. So maybe it's a little further out, but again, CRM is going to pre-filter this information in order to go ahead and identify and show me the things that are the most important from a little bit higher of a view. So I'm not in each individual policy necessarily at a granular level. I'm looking at the overview. I'm looking at the high level of all of the policies up for renewals via a policy renewal dashboard. So these are some of the options I have to take a look and analyze the data in CRM using a policy renewal dashboard or an all-up lead management dashboard, or maybe an overview of our agencies and broker management or agency and broker policy snapshot. And we'll take a quick peek at one of these two, and then we'll drill into some even more advanced analytics. So here's just one more example of that high-level overview that we can kind of finish our week or finish our day with that gives us a little bit more information about the agencies and policies. So I've got policies by policy category, agencies by segmentation if we're doing tiers for the agents and the brokers, policies year-to-date by agency, and estimated revenue by policy category, and then again some more charts based on submissions and premiums. So again, this is all out-of-the-box CRM reporting, but where we really want to go ahead and finish our day off or stop our day is with some advanced reporting that we can use through the BI tool. So in CRM, I've seen some Outlook information. I've seen information coming from SharePoint. I've been able to drill in at a granular level, and maybe I'm going to leave CRM looking at some of the high-level charts and overviews, and then we're going to finish really with what we call an executive view. So what I've opened up here is Power BI, which is a tool that allows you to take that CRM data and mash it up with external data like the information coming from a policy admin system. So this is really where we can finish our week or finish our day and look at this from a 30,000-foot view and enable us to really take a better idea or a better look at how our agencies and brokers are performing. So in the top part here, I've got basic information like policy count over the last 6 months, policy growth over the last 6 months versus the prior, new premium growth, and new premiums over the last 6 months as well. Again, this is really going to be around premiums and submissions. Those seem to be the most important items for carriers as well as for payers. So we're going to be tracking premiums and submissions throughout this dashboard. The next section that I have is a saturation chart. So the larger the color, the more saturated this particular territory is going to be. So this is representing West Coast, this entire territory, this entire teal color we're seeing here. And it's larger than the others because they're performing better. So just a little visual indication of how this territory is doing. And if you notice, as I hover over, I'm getting individual or granular agency and policy information. So it's a high-level chart. I'm actually able to drill in and see the granular information as well. When I step to the right a little bit, this is going to be just a mapping chart that shows us the geolocation, but it's going to give it to us by state. So just a different look at the geosegmentation, as geolocation is oftentimes a way we're segmenting our agencies and brokers. And here I can see a trending chart. So this is going to give me information in real time to walk me through trends. So how are we doing based on the various territories listed here? And then this is going to be a trending chart over the course of time. And again, as I hover, I can see the granular information, the territory, the premium average, the policy count, all up premium, dollar amounts, the year and the month. Policy growth is next, last 6 months over prior 6 months. And this is going to give me personal, life, and commercial. Obviously, if various carriers or payers segment their business or their policy categories differently, you could easily go ahead and change out these categories to have the chart be represented that way. Here's another trending chart, all positive because this is demo data. So we're moving in positive trends across the board, across all of our lines of business. And as I kind of hover from 2014 all the way through 2016, 2017, I can see how the numbers are changing, and I've got color codes based on that particular policy type. So really easy to get visibility into the trending or the growth based on policy type. And then we've got another trending chart here, as well as one that's a little bit more live and active and moving. And I'll drill into this one to show you guys what we're pulling in exactly into the system. So we call this the dead fish chart. And what this is showing me is trend lines of policy growth. And it's going to be by agency or brokerage firm. And it's actually going to show me a positive or upright swimming fish. Size and position of the fish is going to indicate the growth of this particular agency doing business with us. So if we notice here, Anchor Insurance has actually, we've had a lot of losses. They haven't renewed any policies. So they actually have negative 70% growth year over year over the last 6 months. And so I've got an upside down dead fish kind of floating to the top here. But this is another trending chart. It's kind of fun and interactive. But this data is much more consumable to an executive view at a high level, much more consumable to an executive. And I wanted to pop this out really to show the data being driven down here. So we talked about these being high-level charts, but that doesn't mean I lose that granular view. So we were able to drill into a very specific policy or a very specific opportunity in CRM. I'm still able to drill in and get to some granular information using the drill through here in the BI dashboard as well. So if executives are interested in seeing where the data is coming from or what's populating it, I can simply scroll up and down to get all of the information that I need inside of the system. So that's really going to finish off the demonstration of our distribution relationship module, really walking us through our ability to interact with our agents, interact with our brokers at a granular level, focus on a specific opportunity or a specific issue, and then back up a couple levels and get just to an overview of all of our leads, all of our pipeline, and then how we're doing across the board with our agents and brokers. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to Tap now.
Okay, I'll give it just 1 second to make sure everyone can see. Hannah, would you confirm that for us, please?
Yep, we're good.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Leah. Thanks, Hannah. So this is Tap Haley with Hitachi, and I'm just going to spend a few minutes to share a little bit more about how Hitachi helps insurers in their digital transformation journey, a lot of things that Tom spoke about earlier in the session. So by way of background, Hitachi and Microsoft have partnered since 2003. That's when Microsoft first introduced the product. And what we do is help the companies utilize these technologies, specifically Dynamics 365, to help insurers modernize and optimize business processes. So this has been our number one space for many years, and as a result, we've got lots of great customers, and I'm going to share a few of those stories here at the end. So to circle back a little bit on our experience to what Tom alluded to earlier in terms of the insurance market and some of the trends that we're seeing, the insurance industry, probably more than any industry, has seen a lot of change in the past few years as far as technology is concerned. And so the kinds of changes that we've seen that affect the insurance industry, number one, people simply just have more choices. They can buy insurance through banks. They can buy insurance through aggregators and lots of other channels. So that's had a big impact on the industry and how the insurers are responding to the changing industry and the landscape of the buyers. People are more comfortable buying online now than they used to be, so that's something that we tend to help lots of insurers with in terms of how to have an online or a direct selling presence. And then third, there's simply access to so much more data than there ever was before. With social data that insurers now can collect, with things like telematics or biometrics. All these things are great data sources that we see as opportunities to pull those data sources into Dynamics 365 and help them better price policies, as Tom mentioned, or where best to spend money in terms of marketing. So lots of great data, but the insurance industry as a whole are looking for ways to better leverage the data that they can now collect that they never could collect before. So what Hitachi has done is we've built a specific insurance solution that is built on top of Dynamics 365, and we use that to help insurance companies rapidly automate old business processes. We have for the last 3 years, we've productized the solution to make it quicker to implement, quicker for companies to get up and running. And we've seen a great response to productizing the solution on the Dynamics CRM platform. If you hit the next slide for me, please. So I wanted to spend just a few minutes. On the previous slide, you saw some of the customer examples, and you'll notice I know we've got some health plans on. Probably we've got P&C. We may have some agencies or brokers on as well. So I wanted to highlight that our experiences across all those different industries, both commercial lines and personal lines as well. But I wanted to highlight one particular customer example that we recently helped deploy, and that company is Gainsco out of Dallas, Texas. And so when Gainsco approached us, they had a unique challenge where they were asking us to help them have an online presence and to have a direct selling model, which is something that they had never had in the past. Like lots of insurance carriers, they sold through independent agents across multiple states, and the desire to start selling direct was really a response to the changing landscape that I spoke about. People being more comfortable buying online or being able to buy through their bank or from an aggregator. And so Gainsco felt like we don't have a presence there. And if people aren't going to buy through their agents, then we're just cutting ourselves off from that revenue, that premium opportunity. So they approached us with a unique challenge, and they gave us a very short window of time in order to do that, to help them stand up this new online presence. And so we worked with Gainsco a little less than 4 months for an implementation, and having a product to start with really helped speed up that implementation. Had we started from scratch, it would have probably taken twice as long. So in a little less than 4 months, we were able to stand that up. And within 4 months, they were already selling their products in states that they had never sold in before. And so they've got another revenue stream in a very short period of time. And that's part of what we're trying to help organizations do, is to more quickly realize the return on investment in technology and help them better respond to the changing landscape in the insurance industry from this new generation of buyers. So that's just a little bit of background on us and how we work directly with Microsoft to bring these solutions to market. And I'm going to open it up and see if there are any questions in these last few minutes. So Hannah, you'll let me know if we have any questions.
Yeah, so we do have a couple of questions. The first question is, what is the biggest challenge you've seen with implementing this solution?
The biggest hurdle to implementation? Is that what I understood?
Yes,
Hannah?
I think, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a great question, and I think it really, and this is regardless of whether it's in a health plan, whether it's in P&C, really regardless of industry. I think what we see is that people are generally afraid of change. For example, people may be accustomed to spending their day working directly in a policy management system, or they may be in a claim system to do their job every day, and for them, that may seem effective, and they don't have sight of what may be the greater good of the organization. So that can be a challenge, and that's part of what our job is as specialists in this industry, is to help people better understand the longer-term vision, help them better understand what the long-term, short-term and long-term ROI is. And that's probably the biggest thing that we've seen, is helping people overcome that fear of change.
Great. And one more question. Is your product something that has to be integrated with Dynamics? And if so, can we make changes to it, or will we need Hitachi or Microsoft to make those changes?
Okay. Well, I should clarify that the solution that Hitachi has built is a solution that's built 100% on top of the Dynamics 365 platform in the Microsoft cloud. So you're not integrating with anything at all. It is built with the configuration tools that come out of the box with Dynamics 365, which makes it easier to upgrade and stay on top of the latest and greatest features and capabilities of the system as Microsoft continues to advance the application. And you had a second part of that question too, Hannah, I think, that I may have missed.
Would we need Hitachi or Microsoft to make changes?
Okay, yeah, got it.
To the product?
So no, in fact, by design, when we first built the solution and took it to market, our goal was by design to not create a solution that would make insurers rather dependent on a vendor, whether that be Microsoft or whether that be Hitachi. So we built a solution, again, using the configuration tools. It does not prevent customers from making changes. So some of the dashboards that you saw that Leah showed, those come right out of the box with our solution, but that doesn't mean you can't modify those dashboards, add more. The same is true for the forms and the views and all the other things that you looked at. Complete configuration control still with the customer. We're not locking that down at all.
Great. Okay, well, I think that's it from a Q&A standpoint. So I would like to thank you, Tap and Leah and Tom, for your time on today's presentation, and thank you to everyone who joined us this afternoon, and we'll give you a few minutes back in your day. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Anna.